there's an interesting piece Louise shared with me. Actually, she tracked it down this morning. It was over. Oh, it's one of these print jobs that doesn't give you the name of the magazine, so I can't tell you where it came from. Do you know where this is from, Shana? So, Science News Daily, maybe? I don't know. It's Social News Daily. Okay, the headline is "Can Science Explain the Rise of Bernie Sanders?" And they talk about, Jeremy Corbyn. He's the socialist who just, basically won in the United Kingdom. Justin Trudeau, the liberal who just, using the American sense, the lefty who just won in Canada. And then he says, Bernie Sanders, and even Donald Trump, they all have something in common. Nobody was expecting them. And talks about how when a certain threshold of people, and a lot of the information in this article is presented graphically, and the graphics didn't print out for me, so I can't quote you the numbers and things. But basically, I think this is a modern variation on the old Thorstein Veblen thing that I've shared with you for years and years, where he talked about if you can influence the influencers, you can influence society. And the influence doesn't necessarily mean the rich folks or the people who control the media or anything like that. It means influencing people a class of people, a group of people, a type of people who tend to be very social and who tend to share their ideas with a lot of other people. Some people are not. They're very introverted, and whatever they think, you just never even know. Other people, they wear their heart on their sleeves and it's all out there. And Thorstein Veblen's theory, as I recall it, and it's been a lot of years, was that if you could get roughly 20% of the population fired up about something, and those were the influencers that you had influenced, that they would influence enough of the rest of the population that you would have a majority population event. And in that, where, Jeremy Corbyn or Justin Trudeau becomes prime minister. And where conceivably Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump, God forbid, could become president of the United States. And his point about Donald Trump is that Trump is shouting out to a particular base, largely disaffected white racists, and Bernie Sanders is shouting out to, frankly, a much broader base. He's shouting out to whites who have seen their standard of living collapse over the last 40 years. He's shouting out to African Americans who have seen opportunity snatched away over and over and over again. Redlining is still going on. We know this. I mean, this is just there's a study came out of Baltimore just a couple of weeks ago, university study. Redlining is still going on in car loans, in home mortgages. The institutional racism, the study that came out, about 5 months ago, we reported on this program. In fact, I think we had the scientist on, it might have been on the TV show, where they simply submitted to these, dozens, maybe it was hundreds of companies, job applications for identically qualified, identically educated people, some of them having names like Jamal and some of them having names like Bill or John, names that might imply an African-American ethnicity or imply a Caucasian ethnicity. And out of that, what happened was the African-Americans weren't getting the callbacks. That's for the initial interview, right? I mean, it's like this is still here and it's still real.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
So, Bernie Sanders is I think shouting out to a much, much larger base, and we'll see where this goes. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here, and please be sure to hit the handy dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.